You ever hear something so backwards, it almost sounds made up? Because here's the deal. The European Union, they gave Ukraine $18.7 billion in financial aid last year. Not bad. That's serious support. On paper, it looks good. In press releases, it sounds good. Man, it's even great in speeches. But here's what they don't want you to focus on. That same year, the EU gave $21.9 billion to Russia for fossil fuel. Let me repeat that. They gave more money to the country invading Ukraine than to the country defending itself. And no, that's not some fringe blogger saying it. It's public record, verified EU trade and budget data. This is real. So what kind of strategy is that? How do you tell me the world will stand with Ukraine while still cutting checks to Moscow? That's not support. That's not solidarity. That's a geopolitical contradiction so massive it should come with a warning label. And look, this isn't just a one-time thing. It's not some accounting fluke. This is a pattern, a long-standing European dependence on Russian energy and a refusal to confront it even in wartime. Let's go back. Before the war, Russia supplied nearly half of Europe's gas. Germany in particular was all in. Nord Stream pipeline, strategic deals. Putin was their energy dealer and Europe was hooked. Then came the invasion of Ukraine in 2020. Shock, outrage, sanctions, bold words from Brussels, Paris, and Berlin, and yet the gas kept flowing. The oil kept shipping, the money kept moving. They reduced their imports, sure. Russian gas went from 45% to 19% of EU supply. But when that 19% still adds up to over 21 billion euros in a single year, you're not cutting Putin off. You're just negotiating a lower monthly payment. And this is where it goes from hypocritical to dangerous. Because every euro Europe spends on Russian oil and gas, that's money Russia uses to fund its war. Duh, their tanks, missiles, drones, propaganda, all of it's powered by energy revenue. That's their lifeblood. So the EU is literally helping to fuel the war machine it claims to oppose. Yes, you heard that right. They are paying for both sides of the war, helping Ukraine survive while helping Russia keep going. It's not even a gray area anymore. It's a straight up contradiction. And yet no one wants to talk about it. Instead, we get these carefully crafted narratives. Ukraine needs our help. Putin must be stopped. We stand united against aggression. Okay, then why are you funding the aggressor? This isn't charity, it's not humanitarian aid. This is raw cash flowing into Moscow's war chest. And it is as dumb as it sounds. And here's where it really hits home for Americans. Why is the United States even involved if Europe can't get its own house in order? We've sent over $75 billion in combined military, financial, and humanitarian support. We've provided HIMARS systems, Patriot missiles, satellite intelligence, cyber defense, the coalition. And yet, the continent actually sharing a border with Russia is still helping bankroll the Kremlin. So what the hell are we even doing? We're carrying the weight of the war effort while our so-called allies are still cutting deals with the enemy. How do we make a real difference when they won't even stop sending money to Putin? This isn't partnership, it's a puppet show. Performance where everyone pretends to care while no one wants to give up their comfort. Because let's be honest, Europe doesn't want to lose cheap energy. They don't want to feel the economic pain. So they play both sides. They send just enough to Ukraine to avoid guilt while sending just enough to Russia to keep the lights on. That's not a strategy. That's Putinism. Half support, half sabotage. Maximum hypocrisy. And listen, I'm not saying America should abandon Ukraine. I want Russia weakened as much as anybody else, always have. They're not misunderstood. They're not a victim of history. They're the modern-day evil empire. They invaded Georgia, they took Crimea, they've tried to undermine NATO for fucking years. This isn't new, this is who they are. And yes, you should upload that, always. But I can't get behind this delusion that we're making progress, we're not. Can't keep pretending that unity matters when the unity is pretty goddamn fake. If Europe won't stop paying Putin, then how serious are they? How long before Americans stop being serious too? We're not going to bankrupt ourselves just to play along with someone else's fantasy of virtue. So yeah, I'll support a real plan. A serious, unified, hardline effort to weaken Russia. But this isn't that. This is a check to Putin with notes to say, please stop being mean, and we need to say it flat out. You can't claim the moral high ground while bankrolling the aggressor. Because right now, this whole thing, it's not a war, it's not peace, it's Putinism. And we should call it what it fucking is. If you're tired of globalist nonsense and ready for straight talk, subscribe to America's Geopolitics. Hey, and shout out to our sponsor, W Energy. Zero sugar, no crash, no bullshit, just clean energy to keep your brain firing while the world pretends that it all makes sense. Link in the description. This is Frank.